The human's great strength left every alien girl in shock. The mining station floated in deep space like a metal island among the stars. Commander Zara watched the human walk into the common area and felt her breath catch in her throat. He was tall, even by human standards, with dark hair and calm eyes that seemed to see everything. The other aliens in the room grew quiet. Amy, the blue-skinned Calarian engineer, stopped her conversation mid-sentence. Lisa, the pale Vorthak trader, put down her drink and stared. Even Captain Maria, the tough Zenthari warrior, looked up from her datapad with interest. The human named Jake had arrived on their station 3 days ago. His ship needed repairs after a long journey from Earth. Most aliens kept their distance from humans. They had heard the stories about human strength and their strange ability to never give up. Zara had seen many species in her years, as Commander Calarians were known for their intelligence, Vorthaks for their speed, Zentharis for their combat skills. But humans were different. They were not the strongest or fastest or smartest, yet something about them made other species nervous. Jake walked to the food dispenser and ordered his meal. Several alien women pretended not to watch him, but Zara could see their eyes following his every move. She found herself doing the same thing. There was something about the way he moved with quiet confidence that drew attention. The first test of human strength came 2 days later. Cargo hauler had broken down in the lower decks. The massive container weighed nearly 2 tons and blocked the main corridor. 6 Zenthari workers tried to move it using their combined strength. They failed him. He suggested using the station crane, but it would take hours to set up. Lisa recommended calling for a heavy lift shuttle from the nearest port. That would take days. Jake simply walked over to the container. The alien women gathered to watch, thinking the human would embarrass himself. Zentharis were 3 times stronger than humans. Everyone knew this. Jake examined the container for a moment, then found the best grip points. What happened next left everyone speechless. Jake did not try to lift the entire weight. Instead, he used leverage and technique. He wedged a metal bar under one corner and used his body weight to create a fulcrum. The container shifted, working methodically. Jake moved from corner to corner. Each time he gained a few inches, the alien women watched in amazement as the human slowly but steadily moved the massive object. His face showed concentration but not strain. Within an hour, Jake had cleared the corridor. The Zenthari workers stood with their mouths open. Amy checked her scanner 3 times to make sure she was reading the weight correctly. Lisa whispered something in her native language that sounded like a curse. Zara felt something stir in her chest as she watched Jake wipe the sweat from his forehead. He had not used brute force like the Zentharis. He had used his mind to find a solution. The combination of intelligence and determination was unlike anything she had seen. The second display of human ability came during an emergency plasma leak in the engineering section, threatened the entire station. The leak was in a narrow crawl space filled with deadly radiation. Most species could not fit through the opening. Amy calculated that even she would receive fatal radiation exposure. If she tried to reach the leak, Lisa suggested evacuating the station. The Zenthari captain wanted to send in a robot, but the electronics would fail in that environment. Jake volunteered before anyone could stop him. He put on the heaviest radiation suit they had and crawled into the narrow space. The alien women watched the monitors as his suit readings climbed into the danger zone. Most aliens would have panicked or given up as the radiation increased. Jake kept moving forward. His breathing stayed steady on the comm. His movements remained controlled. Even when his suit alarms began screaming warnings, he did not retreat. The repair took 20 minutes. Jake emerged from the crawl space as the plasma flow finally stopped. His radiation exposure was at levels that would hospitalize most aliens for 3 days afterward. His hands shook slightly, but he never complained. Zara visited him in the medical bay where he was recovering. She found him reading a book about station engineering. Amy was there too, asking questions about human physiology. Lisa had brought him food from her personal supplies. The alien women had started treating Jake differently. They no longer saw him as just another species passing through. They saw something that both frightened and fascinated them. Here was a being that refused to accept defeat. The third incident happened when pirates attacked the station. The raiders were Krillian, a species known for their savagery and superior weapons. They demanded all valuable cargo and threatened to kill everyone aboard, Captain. Maria prepared for battle, but her weapons were no match for the pirate ships. Amy worked frantically to boost the station shields. Lisa tried to hide the most valuable trade goods. Everyone expected to die. Jake asked for access to the station maintenance pods. These small craft were used for external repairs. They had no weapons and minimal shielding. Most aliens considered them suicide traps in combat. What Jake planned seemed impossible. He would use the maintenance pods to attack the pirate ships directly. The alien women thought he had lost his mind. Even Maria tried to talk him out of it. Jake launched in the smallest pod, heading straight for the largest pirate vessel. The Krillians laughed at what they saw as a desperate suicide run. They did not bother to shoot at such a tiny target. The human flew his pod directly into the pirate engine intake. The explosion damaged their main propulsion system. Before the pirates could react, Jake had ejected and was flying toward the second ship using nothing but a maintenance pod and his own courage. Jake disabled 3 pirate vessels. The surviving raiders fled rather than face whatever kind of creature could turn repair equipment into weapons. When Jake returned to the station, he found every alien woman waiting in the docking bay. Zara stepped forward first. Her voice was soft, but everyone could hear her words. She thanked him not just for saving the station, but for showing them what humans were truly capable of. Amy approached next, followed by Lisa and Maria. Each alien woman expressed their amazement at what they had witnessed. They had seen Jake use intelligence instead of strength, determination, instead of panic and courage, instead of fear. That night in the common area, the conversation was different. The alien women no longer spoke about humans as an inferior species. They talked about Jake with something close to reverence. They had seen him accomplish impossible things through sheer force of will. Zara found herself drawn to the human in ways she had never expected. Her people valued strength above all else. But Jake had shown her that true strength came from the mind and heart, not just muscle and bone. As she watched Jake share stories with Amy and Lisa, she realized that humans possessed something rare in the galaxy. They had the ability to find solutions where others saw only problems. They refused to give up when others would surrender. The humans' great strength had indeed left every alien girl in shock. But it was not the kind of strength they had expected. It was the strength of spirit that made humans truly dangerous and truly remarkable. Zara smiled as she watched Jake laugh at something Lisa had said. Perhaps it was time to learn more about these strange, wonderful creatures from Earth.